You know, I was just thinking, man, with this light shining at my back, this camera make it look kind of like the CIA and like they kind of hiding my face. Remember the shit back in the day on 60 Minutes? That shit was interesting. When somebody had some truth they needed to speak, they had to disguise their face. This the type of world and country you living in with free speech. You can speech, but then you get sacrificed right after. John F. Kennedy. Man, this is interesting. I'm scratching my temple. Where have I seen this? Martin Luther King. Million Man March, he was marching for peace. But what enmity and what obtrusive force of nature that he speaks of. Peace. He must be the Antichrist. These people got issues intellectually. Niggas who own mansions must exercise a lot. I don't understand how many of them are overweight. How many of them people that live in mansions by themselves? And how many employees do they have living in their mansions to clean it? And how many children do they have? And how many rooms do they see in a week? And how many cars do they drive? And how many cars are insured? And how many cars can be driven at once? If it's a collection, then that collection are all them cars paid for? And is that your house? And why is your riches in cars? And does it reflect the rest of it? Seems like you're constantly juggling between your possessions till your possessions seem to own you. In your typical size house, how often do you vacuum? How many spider webs are in the corners of your ceilings and are mansions excluded? Each of these mansions, how much dust does it collect? And do they have a chef with all that cleaning they must do? And the house always looks presentable. It's like these niggas live in space and the house hasn't been lived in and is always on the market. Kind of like favors. You can verbo a home, but that home is a mansion, and that mansion is owned. What celebrity does it belong to, even though it's not listed? And where do they stay at? Maybe underground. Niggas who own mansions must exercise a lot. Be built to CrossFit. Imagine the strength it takes from a shoulder to hold up a rag when you clean the mirror. How many can you clean and how big is that mirror and how many are in a mansion? And what good is a mansion and all that expansion if you live alone? Do you need all that space and all them extra rooms without a family to live in it or at least some friends? Damn, this world must be lonely, but I'm not sure that's the top. That's the top hat of a nigga. Emancipation Proclamation. I'm like a backwards cap facing president on a penny that's copper. And I sit like burnt bronze. I imagine the triggers in my trigonometry and watch it trickle down in my circuitry, my intellect like the neurons and my neurons like stars. Niggas who own mansions must exercise a lot. 1,000.